Warm Pacific greetings to you all this morning. I was like, what was that, Pea? Oh my gosh, what was that? It's you've joined us this morning, Pacific Morning Show, and of course we've got our amazing hosts with me this morning. We've got the awesome and the beautiful Hana and our amazing producer Ryan on the show this morning. How are you guys this morning?
Great.
Yeah. Feeling good.
Really good.
Hump day, it's always good, and we've got a very, very special guest this morning. Let's cross over to the brother, Dejey. Fong, how are you this morning?
Yeah, good. Thanks for having me on your guys' show.
Pretty cold.
Pretty
Makariri
cold.
this morning.
You know how it is, eh?
No, it is. Malo Erele, it is Tongan Language Week, so we hope you are enjoying, celebrating and honouring our amazing sisters and brothers of the Pacific from the beautiful island of Tonga. Do you know any Tongan songs, Tongan words?
Nah, probably just malo elele.
Malo Erele, Tamasi'i,
Fefehake,
Malo
Opito.
Oh, malo. Yeah, say there's one.
Aluki he toileti.
Yeah, what she said.
You gotta love
That's what
that.
a Tongan told me in primary school. I was like,
And you still
thanks. Yeah, and I
remember
still
it.
remember it.
And for Ilole is another
That's the one.
But it's been an awesome morning, awesome start to the morning. We hope you're having a great morning as well. But we, as always, we start off with a positive or thought-provoking quotes for you to hopefully get you through your morning and to help you get through the day. I'll go first. This morning it's hump day, and you know what? We're always talking positive. Yes. This morning my quote is, sometimes the biggest blessing is redirection. It really is. That one really, really hit home for me this morning. Sometimes the biggest blessing is redirection. I think a lot of times for myself, my personal experience as well, we think the biggest blessing is something that's spectacular and that's meant to be like right in front of you, and it's glorious.
Like a moment in
Like
time.
a moment.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, it's going to be an amazing blessing. But we actually don't realize that sometimes the biggest blessing in your life is is gravitating away from something you thought could potentially be the biggest blessing. So, yeah. So, I mean, like, take example here. I actually, there was an event that actually happened for me to be in this space. So prior to me being here,
true.
something redirected me here, which is now my biggest blessing.
Yeah. And sorry, do you guys want to add to that?
No, go ahead.
Because my quote literally links with that one, and it's called. Sorry, guys. It says, practice an abundance mindset. The loss of one opportunity is simply a trigger for me to create multiple other opportunities. So like literally what you said, like stop looking at things like everything's running out.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much abundance in this world. If someone did something to you to make you lose out on something, or they put your name down for a reason that they hate you or something, don't look at it as a loss. Be like, okay, that's all right. You take that. There's thousands of opportunities everywhere else.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to rely on you. So yeah, that's my positive quote for this morning.
Do you have anything that you wanted to add to those quotes?
Well, since we're having a quote discussion here, I might as well just pull one out too. When you get tired, learn to rest and not to quit. That's one of them.
Yeah.
So one of them quotes that I really enjoyed, just by looking it up right now. So
Yeah. I agree. I think sometimes we're so overwhelmed that we just kind of like give up.
Yeah.
And it's that exhaustion that covers you, that makes you give up.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, man, like just
have a sleep.
rest.
Have a
Just
drink.
Have a nap.
Have a drink.
Have a Kit Kat.
have a break.
Watch some
Right.
movies,
Yeah.
kick your feet up, have a nice hot bath, sleep it off, and maybe you'll wake up feeling a lot better, right? You don't have to make a decision like overnight or something, but also like I wanted to add, it is very hard to learn how to rest.
Yeah.
Because some people are so addicted to stress.
Yep.
Me.
Love
Like,
the honesty.
yeah. Like you're just used to always being on the go and you don't know how to actually sit back and like do nothing. So I've had to learn that it's actually a skill to not think about anything and just to do nothing and just
to be
chill.
mindless.
Yeah, to be mindless. No wonder those like monks and those Buddhist people like spend years up just going,
And you
thinking
know
of
what?
nothing, eh?
They look good.
Right, they look
Yeah.
young and they're like
Yeah.
60 something.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
and you know what, I mean, compared to our Pasifika community, like, man, you hit the 70s and like, I so good. I mess up coffee. But it's like,
Can you make that into a TikTok?
I so good. But then you're like thinking, but you have the monks and the nuns, you're like, I would like a coffee, please. You know, and they're fresh. And they're like looking good. But no, I'm not mocking. I'm just saying.
What I said, man.
Yeah, that's what I said. Turn it into a TikTok. This one will blow up for sure.
But yeah,
So
nah.
funny.
That's Brian. What did you have a quote this morning?
I do, and it's from Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
It's the burned hand teaches best.
Ooh.
So
Whoa.
it's
Stop it. Ow.
so the quote essentially means someone who's been there will be able to teach you the best way. Like, someone who's burnt their hand before will tell you, "Don't put your hand in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
'Cause it's gonna burn." Yeah.
Yeah.
Experienced people have it, eh?
Yeah.
100%.
Experienced people have it.
Some
Yeah.
experience.
Just watch out for the people who haven't burnt their hand
Yeah.
and they're like, no.
Yeah.
Oh, go, you can touch it. You can
Yeah.
do that, do this, do that. Yeah, go ahead. Like, that's not gonna help you.
Mm.
You're gonna burn your hand.
Who said that from Lord of the Rings?
Gandalf, I think.
Ah, the great.
But I will have to, don't fact check me on that one.
But that's a pretty. That's I like that
Yeah.
because because you can. I'm just like, man, yeah, I know what it feels like to
Yeah.
burn my hand.
So next
But do
time.
you know what it feels like to burn bridges?
Ooh.
I'm just kidding.
That's
I was
another
like-
topic.
Let's not go there.
Well, I'm not Bridget.
Or the Mangry Bridge.
That's the only bridge I know.
Look, Mangry Bridge spent $1 million.
Did you
on
see that?
Yeah.
Could we bring up a photo?
Yeah,
Because,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
My
known
gosh,
that bridge
there's-
my whole life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's been a little bit of controversial conversations around the millions that was poured out for this bridge. Well, maybe they just thought that it needed to be upgraded.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone burnt their bridges and they gone and upgraded it.
Yeah.
So, that's cool though.
No.
But yeah.
I think Mangry deserved that bridge. We don't complain when you guys make $1 billion bike lanes, so let's go Mangry. And also, back to Ryan's quote that he was saying, before you take advice from people, make sure they've burnt their hand.
Yeah.
Make sure they have a burnt hand.
Well, I've got a burnt hand like, in school. Like, yeah, let's not go there. But it's been an awesome morning. Thank you so much for those amazing quotes. Don't burn your hand this morning while you're making your breakfast. Please don't. But yeah, did you have anything else that you wanted to share from the past few days where, you kind of want to share it this morning?
No.
No, I'm
Yeah.
good. Just
Change
want to
things
say,
We're a pretty chill week.
yeah, massive happy Tongan Language Week again to the Tongan community. Enjoy your week while it lasts. Nah, jokes.
Make that into a TikTok. Nah, love it, guys. We hope you're enjoying whatever you're doing. Don't burn your hands. Stop. Just stop. Make your breakfast with gloves, maybe, this morning. That's us. We're going to go into a quick music break. Enjoy this. This is If Tomorrow Never Comes. It's a cover by Nicola and the Guest Band. Stay tuned. We'll be back. I'm not sure if I used this before. Did you? Oh, did you?
That's all right. an amazing morning driving to work or whatever it may be that you're doing. Today on the show, we have the amazing DJ Fong, producer, writer, overall creative artist who has been in the production scene for a bit of time now, and he created the production Redemption, which went live at the Mangere Arts Centre. How are you, DJ?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks for that wonderful intro, Hana.
No worries.
Make me feel special, eh? Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Like I'm sure everyone wants to know like the villages. I mean, where do the roots start from in Samoa? You know, because we want to know where you're from.
Well, obviously I'm gonna say that now. So Dad's from Whalewha.
Yeah.
And my mum is from the village of Vainganga over in South. But I'm more just swapped out. I'm more on my dad's side than Whalewha because I've been there more times than I have my mum's side.
Yeah.
So basically that's that. I'm the oldest sibling out of 6. I work a full-time job, still do 40 hours. Down in Mangere, down at the Progressive Countdown, the distribution centre. And also just on the side of just pretty much being a writer / director / actor, playwright, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, pretty much that's my life right now.
Awesome. And whereabouts, what are your hoods in New Zealand?
I was born and raised in South Auckland, but then I ended up going to Melbourne for a few years in Australia, and then I came back to New Zealand in 2005, and I've just been here ever since, lived here ever since.
Nice. So I saw in your guys' story you guys went to the Dawn Raids.
Oh, yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, it was good.
And Ryan went as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would.
I'm the only one who didn't go, but yeah. How was it?
Yeah, man.
How was it? How was the production?
It was so good.
Yeah.
Like from my experience, I was sitting right at the back, and like, I don't know, it was just from start to finish. Like there were weird parts at the middle, but not like weird. They were more like interesting. The way that's the direction that they took.
Yeah.
But no, it was good. How about you guys?
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I think the most heartbreaking part was kind of towards the end where they dragged the families out.
Yeah.
That was quite hard
That was
to...
very confronting.
It was. You're just kind of like... I think because you've heard the story, you're familiar with it, right? Now, especially now that, you know, with the apology and everything. And you've watched it on TV and you're like, oh, yeah, it's sad. But when you hear the screams, when you see the dragging, when you hear the door knocking, you know, you're just right there and it's just like, what, this happened? It really was that moment, like, what?
Yeah, and even though it was in a theatre, like, it was dark.
It was dark.
Like, you could just feel the darkness, like, across the entire, like, theatre.
Yeah.
And then the only lights that were there were the torches of the police officers. And
just the way they did it, just like where, you know, they included, man, I'm getting chills just talking about it right now, you know. They did an awesome job, that part, like they really captured, like the screams just echoed right through the theatre. And, you know, really just, I was like, you know, I mean, we've spoken about it like a lot, you know, about how I was like, my personal, you know, experience, like I wasn't directly affected by it because, you know, and we spoke a little bit about that, but man, when you're in that theatre, you're like, what? Just really disgusted, and you really, I had chills, tears. I was speechless. I didn't know what to say. Like, it was just so real.
Yeah. How'd you find it, DJ?
Man, at first it was pretty weird for someone like myself to be in the audience because usually I'm always the one performing on stage.
Right.
But to be sitting at the back with Pea was just like, man, it was so... Man, it's hard to explain, man, because they took you onto a journey where you had to experience what these poor people had to go through back in those days in the 70s, our Pacific Island people. And was moving. Like, it was just, like, you were so engaged by it. The stories they told, the journeys, and, you know, the theme overall. Man, it was cool. Like, they pretty much just took us audience into a space where it's like, how do I put it? It's like we were in the time zone.
Yeah.
Like, taken back into time.
Right.
That's what it was like. And for us sitting in the audience with Pea, it's just like, oh man. And then once you see those cops just with torches,
Yeah.
no lights are on, mind you, and they're just like this looking around the audience.
Yeah.
That got me, because it kind of felt like, oh, you know, they could be looking for us.
Yeah.
We could be next to be dragged inside that van. And man, honestly, I was just so, as soon as that loud noise was going down, the police sirens and there was just another sound effect that added to it that made it even more scarier, but it was legit. And I give my big ups to Troy and Oscar for that. You know, my little lover to Troy and to the crew of Dawn Raids, and even Oscar himself. It's like, man, it hit us.
It did. Like, you know how we all watch plays, you know, and it hits you, but you know, and it's such a different scene when you're kind of like watching it like a documentary and they're talking about it. You're like, oh yeah, okay, it happened. But when you're in there, like DJ said, like
It's a whole different vibe.
it's a whole different like, you know, I just kept holding on, you know, to my heart. I was just like, I couldn't breathe. I was like, what, really? This is how you treated our people. This is New Zealand. Like, I was just like, it was a different experience. Like, it really, really was. Yeah, there was some parts where I was trying to kind of like connect with it. But otherwise, you really did feel, you know, they just focused on a family as opposed to the whole story, you know.
No, that sounds awesome. I'm actually gutted I didn't get to see it, but Oscar's been in this game for such a long time, and I'm not at all surprised that he pulled off something amazing like that. Yeah. And I actually wish I went now.
Yeah, you know, honestly, if you know, I do encourage everyone just to go in and watch it. I think especially because the creative scene itself, no one really is interested in it. Like our Pasifika families are not really. It's not a space that our Pasifika family goes, oh man, go and do it. Nah, not really. It's like, if you like look for a job. But I mean, imagine this theatre, ASB in the city, you know, it's an unfamiliar turf for our Pasifika community. Packed out, sold out shows. And it wasn't just Pasifika families that, you know, rolled in. Man, there were so many Europeans that turned up. I was like, oh my gosh, like so many people in that creative space, like, you know, our Pasifika people can really go places. Man, they were talented. You know, imagine our theatre being in somewhere like Hollywood. That's massive. You know, and then what? Oh yeah, they're making millions.
Yeah,
you know?
there's I agree with you. There's absolutely huge potential with our Pacific creatives. I think we have very genuine and authentic stories. Yeah. But I just wanted to ask DJ, like, what made you, like, you know how Pea was saying, you know, our parents are usually like, go do something that'll make you money. What made you want to get into production, creative writing, acting, and things like that?
I don't know. It was always my thought at the back of my mind just to give it a go. At first I was like, I'll just try and see how I go. Didn't really think much of it. Didn't think of, I'm going to go further in life with it. Like, that was never my mindset at the time when I first started out. It wasn't until I just finished school, then I just started taking courses here and there and how to perfect it.
Right.
The whole play and also performing it. So at first I was like, well, you know, when you're in school back in those days, it's kind of like everyone wants to be their professional rugby player. Everyone wants to hit it hard with, you know, making it into a team, whether it's league or union. But I think mine was different compared to one of my mates back then. Everyone wanted to make it into rugby or league or boxing. I wanted to make it into the acting world. Something different, something out of your own comfort zone.
That's buzzy.
And so I took that pathway into doing it, and then, man, little baby steps at a time, I was able to find some successes here and there. auditioned for a few roles. I even did like 3 extra shots as an extra back in Shortland Street.
Me.
That was like years ago.
Okay,
But it was a good
total
experience.
That's so cool.
But
We
then,
might have to find those scenes and play it on the show.
and then pretty much I've done more theatre show than I have films. But I'm really wanting to do films again. Because I just want to see what it's like if I can bring that energy from stage to film and see how I go. Because I rarely do it. I don't really do it, but it's something that I'd love to do more.
There's a huge difference between stage and film. And like, because in my experience, I've done a little bit of stage work from back in school. And then to change it to film, you need a really, I think the energy on stage, you got to compact it. You got to make it so that, like, say on stage, you'll be like big actions, big movements, big voice. You got to bring it all back in and make it all show on your face, like just your face. So, like, if you do make your way into film, good luck.
Yes. Because it takes a lot of skill. Oh, man, I mentioned before, when these guys hit me up about it, it was definitely a different scene. Like, you know, you go every single day and you have, you know, your normal standard White Sunday, right? And we're all talented. But again, in White Sunday, they pick and choose someone who they know that is going to be able to play that part well, right? But White Sunday it's compared to theatre, it's just two massive different things. You know, White Sunday, you kind of like, oh, you're well done.
Yeah.
In the theatre, that in my experience, like Jace was so like, you know, we had like to do like mini exercise, you know, like your voice, you know, like we're like, oh, you know, all of the stuff that I thought, why do we have to do the la 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 la, and it's like you have to kind of like move your cheeks. It was just every single skill that was, and even just the tone, you know, he goes, you know, the tone of your voice, don't shout, soft in certain areas. Okay, so when you're playing mom, think about it, the emotions, bring the emotions not just through your body but through your voice. You know, it was just, I was still trying to get my head around the whole thing, but man, these guys did really well. So
well done. And I think like Sunday school kind of like builds up the confidence at a young age. Like it's a good stepping stone for like kids to figure out, do I really want to go into like acting or things like that? But also, any new shows coming up?
I just had to see and wait, really. That's pretty much the question I get asked a lot. Now that, you know, Redemption All In is pretty much done and dusted. I don't know if you've noticed with that show that we did 3 months ago, there was a to be continued at the end. And that's pretty much where people come and ask me, oh, so when's the next one? You know, like, oh, we're finally going to get a sequel. There will be a sequel. And I'm looking at July of next year, June of next year, that second sequel where my character is in the new light. And unfortunately, Bear's character is is Moyo. But other than that, with the new show that I've pretty much had planned, it's called What's the Go With Us?
What's the go with us?
What's the go with us?
So pretty much...
That's a good one, eh?
So
have
pretty
you ever
much,
received that text?
So
what's the go with us?
It's kind of like, so what's the go with us with our relationship?
Quite exhausting, that text, actually. What's the go with us?
Are we interpreting this the right way?
Oh, yeah, could be.
We don't want to give away too much about a show, but have you received that text before? What's the go with us?
I have.
Have you?
A few times.
It's kind of like,
I've texted.
what's wrong with you? Type of thing,
I'm on that end too.
So we've got the texter, we've got the receiver.
we've got the texter, the receiver, the texter. Yeah, I've texted someone else before.
I don't think I've come across that, no. But I think this was Jace's idea pretty much. So my director, Jace, he goes, oh yeah, the new show is going to be, so what's the goal of us? And I was like, boom, bingo, there we go. Look at the script, and that's what it says. So the character that was in love with my character in the show, that's her line. So what's the goal of us, Tyson? And I was like, there we go. We don't need a title. That
Yes.
speaks for
Yeah.
itself.
Perfect.
So what's the goal for us? Boom. Question mark. Plant the storyline.
Yeah.
And then start coming up with ideas.
Damn.
And then make
Wow.
it into a script. Like a Romeo and Juliet type of twist, but
Yeah.
a Samoan Polynesian twist.
Damn. Which
I'm
club? Which club are we meeting at?
Which club did?
No, we'll just go Club Royals.
But going back on that, like, I mean, okay, we won't talk about the story.
Yeah, I don't want to give away too much of it
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's such a interesting. Like, I had a discussion with Ryan last week about how the simplest South Auckland experiences are such beautiful stories. It wasn't necessarily in regards to the dating scene in clubs, Southside clubs, but it was more about like a mum just visiting Wins to get her benefit and how much is like how many concepts you can explore in that one scene. So like
so true.
yeah, I feel like Southside experiences are seki, but like you know the ones who can execute it well are the people who actually live it, you know, and they experience it. But when someone else tries to come and tell our stories for us, that's where it gets messy.
Yeah.
But like with this, what you're talking about now,
Romeo and Juliet.
but Romeo, the Southside Samoan. Why does it have to be Samoan?
First of all,
why
it's a
does it?
Polynesian twist, not a Samoan twist.
Wait, so if it's a Polynesian twist, would you then, what would the names be? I'm just...
Oh, don't worry. It could be a Sione, it could be a Mele, it could be a Afa, it could be a Te Wila. Who
Yeah.
knows what it is? Like,
I definitely
wait, you know
feel
what?
like it should be a Sione or Junior.
I definitely think move away from the common names. Like,
maybe make it a Palangi name, like Hana, for example.
Hey, how does the
Brian.
Samoan names? Or what about like something real Palangi like Batchmeal or something? That's not Palangi.
it's a logo.
You're watching too many Korean
Sorry
dramas.
guys, sorry.
But, you
I
know,
take that
like,
back.
would you kind of steer away from your common
Names.
Pasifika names? Because I just feel like they get too many opportunities. and I feel like Bear's a nice name to use for, you know? I'm just...
If that's what you really want, just say it.
Your name has been used too many times. No more opportunities for you, Sione. And you too, Mele.
Oh, you
I feel that.
juniors.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, I've never heard of a bear.
You never know, it could be a bear.
That's a good idea. Why not?
What's another... I was going to say this name, but I'm not going to say it. But, you know, I'm just, you know, now that we're talking a little bit about it, where did you find the inspiration to kind of get that storyline going? Was it your personal experience or was it Hannah's? I'm just asking because I want to know
Oh, man.
where
I think
does
it could
this
be
fire
anyone's
come
personal experience,
Yeah.
but I haven't experienced it.
You didn't find love in the club?
Sorry, I don't know what club is. I don't go to clubs just so you know. You feel like out of the club. No, but I mean, it's something that because I've seen a lot of movies here and there, and some of those, you know, those romantic guys movies. It's like, oh, okay. Let's see if I can write
We're not
something
that
about it.
romantic.
Yeah.
We're not that dramatic like these people are, but if we can get something funny and relatable, then that's pretty much all we need.
Yeah,
Yeah.
At this stage, something that people can relate to and can laugh with.
Yeah.
And can, you know, kind of understand what the storyline is
Yeah.
and where it's going to and from.
Yeah.
So it just came from the show we did.
Yeah.
Because when I think about that love story, instantly I thought of my character and the other character, the Tyson and Bella character, because from that first season when we put it on and the second season, the audience wanted more of the two characters,
Yeah.
you know, kind of.
Development on
Yeah.
their
They
relationship.
wanted
Yeah.
more scenes with them,
Yeah.
the two Tyson and Bella characters. So I was like, okay.
Oh, kau kali
And I was like, yeah, sweet, we'll see what we can do here. And then Jace obviously gave me the idea, be like, oh, yeah, we'll just say, I said, what's the call for? I said, yeah, where's it? Oh, it's on the script. We'll name that as the title.
Yeah.
I like that.
No, that's really cool. And like, what's the go with us? How do you
Yeah.
know it's getting serious? So let's say, you know, you meet at a club, you find interest,
Does
you
that have to
share
be in
a
a club
kiss.
or?
Yeah. Where are
it
we
does.
meeting?
Of course it does.
It could be anywhere, like McDonald's or something.
Well, to be honest, I don't think
Mind you, a lot of, besides from the clubs, a lot of people hook up or get together at a workplace.
Yes.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I was just going to mention that, yeah.
Yeah, that's literally my love story. I literally met my husband at our first job at a hotel cleaning dishes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, hotel.
Just in
Why are you giving
Mangere.
us some ideas? man?
Just in Mangere, the Holiday Inn.
Yeah, Mali.
Yeah. So we were working there, finished school, just got a job. But I know that's a common story, is meeting at work. As work,
So,
yeah.
well, if we think about our Pacifica Common, it's definitely whalikalapu.
Yeah.
I just made it.
Socials? Do you reckon socials on there?
Which is still
yeah, it's
similar.
still
Oh,
the same,
yeah.
So the nightlife is usually, but the question, why? Why the nightlife? 'Cause, I mean,
Why not? I don't know. Why not? I mean, obviously people are there, they'll be dancing, and obviously they're going to see someone that catches their eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously they're going to be like that. Well, I'm not experienced, but this is what I reckon.
You sound experienced.
Well,
Are you watching my stories?
yeah, I'm probably watching the stories there. But that's probably what I reckon is from eye to eye and catching each other's glimpse of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Dancing, and then maybe exchanging numbers from there.
So I'm just thinking, a lot of other things happen in the nightlife as well, where, that person that you meet could have potentially been with kind of like trying to persuade, because other things happen. Things happen in, nightclubs. Not great things, but things happen. So I'm not kind of like sure, because I feel like generally that's kind of like where, if you think about it, it's like, oh, I'm just going to go out. Wish me luck. It's always a common, I'm just heading out, I hope I, get lucky. But it's like, why can't you go shopping and, I'm just, while we pack and save, wish me luck, I'm going to get lucky.
Do you know it'll be weird? Like, you're pushing your trolley and then you try to flirt off someone and they're just like, trying to do my shopping, man.
You just like say, ooh, that's a nice corned beef.
Oh, that's not corned beef for me, man.
A little bit.
Reaching for the same
Yeah.
cap.
That could, I mean, oh, sorry. Was that your corned
That's
beef?
the
No,
hand
that's
to
my
hand,
corned
or-
beef.
Don't worry, I'll pay for it.
Oh,
yeah.
see?
Experience.
Now I'm
But yeah, and like Hana said, at what stage then do you fall in love? And how will you capture that in a theatre?
Exactly, because like not us deconstructing his play. That's not even up yet. Like,
We're in development
Yeah.
here.
Well, you're welcome. We're helping you out.
Ideas.
That's all. Reassemble what we're going to do, brainstorm what goes where and who goes
Because,
where.
like you know how it's what's the go with us? Like, let's say two people find love in a club. They have a nice little kiss, and then it gets to a point. What's the next stage? They text morning, and then the texting stage, and then did you get invited to the family drink up? What how there's
Yeah.
stages?
Stages
There's
and
so many
those kind of
stages,
things, yeah.
and levels up.
Yeah,
Well, but you know what?
there's levels to this shit.
The other thing the other thing that you also need to take into consideration is the age, because the younger me wouldn't be allowed to go out, right? Whereas now the older me, not that I'm in it, not
Exposing
gonna
yourself.
but I'm just saying the older person wouldn't necessarily do what the younger. You know what? Good luck with the play.
You're going to be in it.
No, I love it. I already love the story.
Yeah.
But I just want to know, I really do want to know, at what part, which stage of the play do you then, like, fall in love? Like, how are you going to capture that? I just want to know.
There's a will, there's a way.
There's a will, there's a way.
There's always a will and a way. The reason why I say that is because you have different areas and parts of meeting somebody, and it's not always at the clubs. It could be anywhere, like helping them with their shopping, helping them out wherever it is. Here I am talking like I'm an experienced.
Hello, Dr. Phil.
not those ones, but it could be anywhere. It can't just be at the clubs. It could be, like you said, Hana, workplace, or even somewhere you've met somewhere like work related.
Yeah.
Like maybe a meeting or Zoom. It could be anywhere. You know,
Yeah, Zoom.
concert,
Yeah.
Zoom sounds good.
Yeah, Zoom sounds a good place to meet.
or even just social media itself, like
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
That's a big
Well, we don't want to.
Instagram.
No, yeah, and Tinder.
We don't want to
Yeah,
go
exactly.
there with these
Tinder.
catfish accounts. you
Hard
know,
Yeah.
out,
it's
yeah.
pretty
Like not like the Netflix series, eh?
Yeah.
Well, we won't go into it, but
We might go into it, but we're just going to go into another break. We'll be right back with some more discussions about dating and love and where to find it and where's appropriate to find it. Okay, be right back.
And which club to go to?
And which club to go to?
And you
Not
help
A-Way.
us.
Ka ua I ka vai, vai olohia o ka hualoa. Ko kohi I ka vai, puhia e kualoa e o Ka ua I ka vai olohia o ka hualoa. Ko kohi I ka vai, puhia e kualoha e o Ka omi I ka vai mapuna, haele I ka poli. Pahe I ka vai, lohia e tu aloha e o Ka omi I ka vai mapuna, haele I ka poli. Pahe I ka vai, lohia e tu aloha e o Puhemo I ka vai vela vela, ho eha I ka ili. E inu I ka vai, a kena, e tu aloha e Puhemo I ka vai vela vela, ho eha I ka ili. E inu I ka vai, a kena, e tu aloha e
welcome back. We've had a really interesting conversation during that music break, and you know what? It does raise the question. I mean, we've had an awesome conversation talking about the production side and directing and a storyline, and then it raised the question: what is love? What is love? You know, we're going to go around the room because we have had some interesting insights, not your Facebook insights, but we've had some interesting discussion around that question. What is love? We'll go around the room. Guys, what is love?
Let's start with DJ.
Oh man, you always.
What's your story?
Man, I don't know. Hey, love could be anything, man. Man, love. What is love? Man, I don't know. Hey, it's weird because sometimes love is more like you want to show it, more actions than words.
Yeah.
Fiction. Man, but I don't know. Because I'm not one who would say that to somebody. You know what I mean? Yeah, it just feels weird. But I think love is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
For anyone.
Yeah, I mean, we've on the break, you know, it's a beautiful thing, but it can also be a painful thing.
Yeah.
But love is meant to be a good thing. But then why does love hurt?
Yeah.
Right? And we've also, I had a really interesting, cross with Hana in regards to love, because if love existed, then why are we in these situations, right? Does love exist? Does love exist?
I think that's the question we need to ask couples, eh? Does love
Well,
exist?
but then that was also one of the questions. Why is it then that love becomes a thing of a couple and in a relationship? Because then love does then become a mother and child. Whereas if you love your child, you will be present in your child's life. But not all parents are present in their child's life.
Yep.
So then that becomes where the child, and we're just sharing. We just thought, man, we'll talk a little bit about it, because then does love exist in this world?
Yeah.
And how do you interpret love? Because it's an interesting conversation, because we've had a brief discussion about it before.
Yeah.
But, yeah. What are your thoughts, Hana?
That's a very hard question, to be
Yeah.
honest. I definitely do think love exists.
Yeah.
I definitely do think you can give love and you can receive love. And love is not one thing. It can be given and received through multiple ways, through physical touch, through gifting, through time, through effort. And it's definitely not just for couples, it's for friends, families, and everything. I think when your point that you made about love hurting was, you know, how you can give and receive love. Usually when people give love, we're often in the thought that we should be receiving it back. And when those expectations are not met, that's when it hurts. When a commitment has been made and, you know, the club.
Whoa.
Club. We're back
We're
at the club.
loving the club.
So what club are we at?
No, yeah, it's, and people not keeping their promises, the expectations we set for others. But then is that love? Like, that's my question. Like, love, people say, like, if someone didn't meet your needs, and then you're like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to be here for you because you didn't say what you were going to do. And then you withdraw, and then they say, oh, you didn't love him? It's like, yeah, I love myself. I'm trying to protect myself. I'm going through so much crap with this person.
I've heard that a lot,
Yeah. Was that from your ex-person?
No comment.
No comment. But like, and then it gets to the discussion was which love was right? Should you have stayed for that person and taken care of him and endured the suffering and shown love, or should you have stepped aside and said, because I love you, I'm going to give you the space that you need to grow. because some journeys need to be traveled alone. And I cannot, it's coming in with the mindset that you're not a hero. The only person who can help you is yourself and God. So then people will be like, nah, that's not love. Love is staying forever with that person. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Shucks, that's pretty deep.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Feeling all sorts of emotions right now.
Are you feeling the love?
I think I have.
I agree. Love can be a whole lot of different things to different people, and the amount of love is a whole lot of things to different people. For me, or how I interpret the concept, love is powerful. Love is strong. Love has power over people. But what people need to remember is that love isn't binding. So love shouldn't force you to stick with someone. Like how you were saying.
Yeah. That's not love, eh?
Nah.
Yeah.
Like you can love someone enough to let them go and like be a better version of themselves somewhere.
Guys, I'm taking it. I'm blaming Ryan. I'm kidding.
And don't forget, love is also blind, eh?
Yeah.
Yo.
In so many ways, like they can say, oh yeah, I love you. But then they'll turn the other cheek and do something else. You know what I mean? It's like, oh. And that's when you kind of feel betrayed.
Yeah.
You know?
See, and that's the power of love.
And that's the power of
Yeah,
love.
love can take over your mind.
Love.
Some people do stupid things for love.
Renaya, for example.
There you go.
And Margaret,
Sad.
we see
Yeah.
you. Oh, sorry if you're related to her.
I'm not.
Berg.
I have no idea who she is, man.
Oh, it's been man, I love that. I loved how you both shared a different lens into it because man,
I really liked what he said.
Yeah.
Love is not binding, but it is powerful.
it's powerful.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That
I'm
it's
gonna finish it
that
there.
force, eh? You can't even explain it. Not that I know, but guys, that's enough. We hope that I know that everyone is having one of those mornings, and we've had an awesome discussion with DJ just in regards to the creative space, and then we quickly switched over to love because we found that there was more to love to discuss, and I know that every morning I'm like, oh, man, what are talking about love so early in the morning? But you know what? It's important. It's important that we talk about these little topics on the go as well because, man.
Totally agree.
Someone could be going through something right now that, we could be helping you with.
Yeah.
But nah, but that does lead me into another part of a sticky situation, which is, in fact, a video that we saw on TikTok. And it goes like this. It's about love. So here we go. I recently found out I was dating my biological brother, who is my boyfriend of 6 years. We found out we shared a similar story where we were both adopted. We found out that we were in fact blood related after some research. I am so in love with him. Could the connection be that he is my lover or my brother? What should I do?
Going back to my point, love is not binding. Sorry.
It's a powerful thing.
It's sometimes blind.
You can add all of those things into one. Love is blind. It's a powerful thing. I don't know, man. Whatever the road leads you to, go for it, eh? But I don't know. I've never been in that situation. I don't know
What's your
anyone
advice to this person? Just in case. Just in case.
I don't know. Just in case I don't make out tonight, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Like, man, it's weird because these types of situations, you don't really hear them as often. But when you hear it for the first time,
It does exist.
And when
it's
you hear it for
common.
the first time, it's like, oh, what? Really? It's like, but you're really buzzed out by the whole thing. So, but I know it exists out there, but who knows? Only these people would know.
Yeah. What about you, Ryan? What's your advice?
They've been together 6 years, eh?
So prior to finding out, so they didn't know. So just in case he was like, oh, they didn't know. So they didn't know, but they were already dating for 6 years. And it wasn't until probably the girl was nosy, went and did the research. That's what happens when you stop being nosy. Stay out of the business. She went and obviously did some research, and that's when she found that they were both adopted from the out.
True. I feel like at 6 years, they're already like, they could be at a place where they're already kind of struggling to keep a relationship going. That's a long time. That's a long time for a relationship. And I mean, this could be their out. Like, I'm just taking it from the point of view that there could be already things going wrong.
Yeah.
This would probably be the best place to end it. That's a
Mm.
very negative way of thinking, but
Yeah. I have no, like, it's obviously everyone's going to look at it and cringe, right? They're going to be like, ugh, cringe, brother, sister. But it's innocent. Like, they didn't know, so I kind of don't have any shame towards them. I guess I'm just worried about their babies.
Yeah.
That's all I care about. Sorry,
Should they
guys.
say they have a baby in there?
No. There was no mention of that. I think the only other... I don't really have advice because, you know, I haven't been in this situation and I don't want to pass any judgment.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, it is definitely a cringe situation.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, but it's probably a situation that often we sweep under the carpet, you know, Pasifika communities. And that's where I'm going to say, if you are in a situation that something like this similar that can be avoided, please try to put in place measures so something like this doesn't happen. Because no, it's not your fault. But if you are in control of the situation, please put in place measures so this situation doesn't happen.
Like if you met someone, right, and they said they're adopted as well, and then you're like, yeah, I'm adopted. Wouldn't you be like, wait, where were you? Like, what area were you from? When were you born? Like, and stuff like that. You could be asking questions and you'll be finding similarities, but I agree.
Yeah.
Like, measures in place.
surely if they're brother and sister, someone in their circle would have been like, you guys look similar. You guys look the same. You're both adopted.
Are you sure you're not twins or?
Yeah.
You know who says that? The dickhead and everything.
Are you sure you're not related?
And 6 years later, obviously,
Wow.
and then be like, don't worry, love was powerful.
Love is blind. But look, just a bit of a sucky situation this morning. And you know what? It may not be like the exact, you know, situation, but something similar.
Yeah, it could be a cousin. I know the cousin one is strong in the poly community.
This is the village thing.
Yeah.
But, you know, just keep an eye out for those. Everyone's probably like, what are these guys talking about? It's just a sticky situation we found online that we thought we would share because it may or may not help you. Just, you know, just provoke your thoughts this morning and for Hump Day. But it's let's move along. Let's move along to your Did You Know. This morning I've got an interesting Did You Know, which is, did you know that you are 1 centimetre taller in the morning than you are in the evening? Did you know?
No, didn't know.
How does that happen?
Yeah.
According to health experts, I think maybe
You're a health
because, you know,
expert.
remember when you sleep,
Oh.
remember when you're sleeping, there's always that growth spurt. So
Yeah.
always a centimetre taller than you are in the evening.
Yeah.
So maybe just that growth.
Yeah. And I always heard that you're lighter in the morning or something.
Yes, you are.
And at nighttime you're heavier because of like the food and the bloating and stuff like that. That's interesting.
So this morning, guys, we're a centimetre taller than we will be tonight.
Yep.
Come tomorrow, will be a different story.
Did you have any other, did you know?
I had one, and this is just after the film Ratatouille.
Yeah.
Rat sales were boosted. And after Finding Nemo, clownfish disappeared.
What?
I don't know, like, this was just me scrolling past some
That's so
interesting
sad.
facts. But after Finding Nemo happened, I imagine people were, oh, clownfish, let's sell this here.
Yeah.
Let's sell this
Hey,
there.
Mom, it's Finding Nemo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like tropical fish are a huge market for a lot of places.
Yeah.
Can you please
Finding
crop
Nemo.
out it's- That's interesting. That's
Ah,
really interesting.
facts. Did you know this morning?
Oh man, no, not really. I think going back to what Ryan said with the whole Finding Nemo thing. But did you know that the Disney, they always hide a reference in every movie for the next movie that they put out.
Oh.
So they'll put like maybe a teddy bear or something that will resonate to the next, or whether it's past or whether it's next in line for the next movie.
Yeah.
If you go back if you go on TikTok and you'll see it. I just like to watch those things for some weird reason.
There was a clownfish in Monsters Inc. like several
Yeah.
years before Finding Nemo
Before
came out.
Finding Nemo.
Oh, yeah.
That's it, yeah.
Wait, is this...
That Asian guy?
Ah,
Oh, it was this video. Yeah.
Wait,
it's a-
what production company is this? Is this Disney or...
Oh, Disney.
Oh, Disney. Oh, yeah, I've seen those ones. I went
And
into that
Toy
before.
Story had
Yeah,
that,
Toy Story.
I forgot what they had, but there was something there.
They call it like Easter egg
Yeah,
finds.
yeah, that's it.
Oh.
Easter eggs.
Yeah, and they even had like Moana in one of them.
Mm.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've-
it's pretty crazy.
It's pretty cool.
But it's cool at the same time.
Yeah.
Always a hidden message.
Yeah. But like, could you imagine being like the animator? Like, oh, let's just drop this here. It'll be fine if people pick it up. They pick it up. If they don't, if they
Kind of
don't.
like, oh, we'll just stop here because we didn't know anyone. So pick it up.
Yeah,
It's kind of like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
All right, I got a fact, guys. Do you guys know the sentence, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog? It's like
Yes.
something they used to do in like primary school
Yeah,
and stuff.
I don't
So,
know.
oh, joke. So the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog uses every letter in the English language. So that sentence has A to Z in it.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, go say it again.
But that was fast.
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
Man.
I'm gonna double check that.
We're all gonna fact check each other. But yeah, I was buzzing out as well.
That's pretty cool.
B, C, D, E. That, yeah.
Where'd you get that from?
From Google. Shout out to Google.
Nah. Well, there you have it. Some did you know facts for your morning. If you're feeling a little bit lonely and need to start up the conversation with either the love of your life or maybe someone at work.
Yeah, who's just down buzzer, but you're trying to like, connect with them.
Lighten
Here's
up the
some
mood.
interesting facts to share in the morning. That's it for us. But before we end off our morning show, I really did want to just cross over to DJ and get DJ to share just a few words of encouragement or advice for our viewers this morning, for those who are in the space, or just some advice in general.
Well, before we head into that, I've got something I want to say.
Yeah.
I've already mentioned this to Hana before. It's kind of a bit of a sad thing, but then at the same time, you don't know whether to laugh or whether to go along with it. Like for me, for example, like I know my first Samoan's not that great.
Yeah.
But then you have those Samoan people who has really good Samoan, not taking anything away from them. But then they kind of look down at you, knowing that you can't really understand or speak the language. And that's the problem with our people nowadays. They tend to put us down, but don't tend to encourage us and get us a clear understanding of what they were saying. Like, I would respect somebody who would be like, oh, come sit down, I'll tell you what that guy said and what it means, for example. Rather than just being looked at and laughed at,
Yeah.
it's sad. It's like you don't know what to say, like, or think. Like, it's like, oh, like, like, why is he laughing at me? Is there something I said? Or is there something I didn't understand? And it's always got to do with our own people, unfortunately. And it's not the white people, surprisingly. It's our own people. I think if we can all encourage each other to speak the native language, whether it's Samoan, Tongan, whatever it is, it'll be nice to get a clear understanding of that. Like sometimes I feel like when I'm going into work or wherever I'm going, there will be some people speaking Samoan to me and they'll say words I've never really come across.
Yeah.
And then you're like stuck in a zone where you don't know whether to smile, laugh, or, you know. And it's kind of like, then you don't reply back to them in that sense. You don't know what to say and reply, so you just pretty much just stand there, look stupid, while they laugh. So, sorry, you know, this guy, blah, blah, blah. And you just kind of get that thought like, man, you know, I don't know what you said. At least come and tell me what it is. Like, not all of us here in New Zealand knows what it is, like what that means. Maybe in your guys' language, you guys know it. So I guess a piece of advice there is don't put your own people down, but encourage them. And another thing is, like, when they need help translating something into English, or like, then they come and turn to you to speak on their behalf as a translator. And it was like, so after you threw me under the bus, now you want me to help you to get an understanding of what this person said. And then eventually you help them out anyways, because, you know, it's just love. Yeah. Like, we go back from love. It's like you're just showing love to your people. Like, okay, sweet, yeah, cool. This is what this person said. This is what I'm translating it to you, whatever. And then they'll get a sense of, okay, also, blah, blah, blah. And then you walk off and you'll be like, why did I help someone who threw me under the bus? Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't register to anybody. But, like, yeah, just a bit of advice. Like, if there's people out there who can't speak the language, don't throw them down. Encourage them, you know, just really be there for them. You know, not all of us can speak a fluent.
No, I love that, and I agree. Because, you know, it's not nice being on the other side of the fence, you know, trying to understand. But we've spoken about it with the language and everything. And not everyone is like that, but I love that. Just show a little bit of love and encourage our young people to try and either learn the language or just translate it for them daily. Because I know that I learned a lot of my Fasam or speaking Samoan at work. And it was because the Samoan community at work at the time always encouraged me. So if you encourage people, they will have a different look and love for the language. So
amen. Respect goes a long way.
Yeah, definitely.
And did you have any other advice for any up and coming creatives?
I guess what you're doing now, just keep doing it. You know, there's a lot of challenges in that mindset of creating work. It can really do your head in a lot because you've got to really think real deep into thinking of what your next creative process is. And I think for me, it's the hardest part of being someone who's creating something. It's ideas, coming up with ideas, a storyline. But the things after that is easy. Learning the lines is easy. Knowing the character is easy. I guess if you really want to be part of the creative industry, just go ahead and do it. Like my own little quote that I made up now, I don't know if anyone's going to steal it. Don't give up, don't look down, because your time will come around. And that's basically what I have to say in that regard. Yeah.
Wow, it's been a morning filled with a lot of laughter, a lot of love, some really powerful quotes this morning, and of course, an awesome story shared by the one, the only producer, director, Dejey. But I have to admit, man, this morning's been like a mixture of emotions, and I've had an awesome morning. We hope you have had an amazing morning. Well, once again, Whawhetai lava, Dejey, for sharing, your story, your piece of advice to inspire our up-and-coming creatives. I'm going to cross over to our hosts this morning. Did you have any final words to share with our viewers this morning?
No, good morning. Good morning.
I think it's afternoon now. What's the time?
Good morning, everyone. Have a great day.
Good afternoon.
Good morning. God bless.
Kaomi ka vai mapuna ha ele ka poli Tahei ka vai tu